All right, what's up, everybody? Trent Hidley back here with some more, little bit of a technique breakdown. This video is going to focus on kind of an Iranian lat drop whip over move I've really started to enjoy hitting these past couple of years as I've gotten comfortable in the over/under position. And I did one of the last videos I did was all about taking ground in the underhook. All right, so if you watch that and you kind of understand the pressure of building, taking ground on somebody, getting them to the edge, forcing them to pressure back. That's what really opens up this move. So I'm going to play through this video. I just taught this at the NC State camp yesterday, and they'll have some examples that I can kind of talk through at the end.
Now that we've got this position down, right, we're taking ground. The pressure is extremely important for this move that I'm going to throw. All right, who in here knows the lateral drop? Right, kind of back arch, lateral drop. There's no lateral drop. We're going to go across our back and back arch. This move I'm going to show will get us to the same place as our lateral drop, but it's a lot more safe. All right, so there's not a ton of feet-to-back moves that you can execute that are low risk, right? Headlock, lateral drop, hip toss, those can all be a little risky if you don't hit it right. What I'm about to show is called an Iranian lat drop whip over. Alright, so it's a lat drop, it's a lot more safe, it's more of a whip over than anything. When I'm doing this, the pressure is extremely important. I have to pressure into my opponent to get them to come back into me. Okay? That's why using the edge, especially in freestyle or folk style, works really well. So when I get in here, right, say I'm on the edge here, if I start getting Derek to the edge, he has to pressure back in where I'm scoring points. Alright, so that's the pressure I'm looking for. Once I get this pressure driving through, the next step here is that I'm going to transfer this hand from the wrist, and I'm going to grab right above his tricep. Alright, so this hand is doing a ton of work. Right above his elbow on his tricep, I want to get a really good grip on that. I'm going to pull it into my chest, and I want his shoulder to be glued into the middle of my chest. All right, so when I get this, I'm not just grabbing it. I'm grabbing it, I'm pulling it down, and I'm squeezing really hard. All right, see how Derek's shoulder dips a little bit? Right, this is really tight to my shoulder. The second part is this hand in the middle of his back is going to crunch his back and glue his chest into me even more. All right, so I'm squeezing really hard with both hands. This hand's gripping, squeezing down and in. This hand's squeezing in. Alright, so I want my hands to be doing this motion. The reason for that is when I do this move, I'm going to drop my knees down and out, and I want Derek's weight to fall, and I want his body to follow where I go. So as I build this pressure, I feel him pressure back into me. This hand's transferring to the tricep. This hand's squeezing in, and I'm really tight here. Alright, now, right, I had Derek's pressure coming into me. I'm going to shoot both of my knees down and have them plant over here. And as I plant them down, my chest and my head are going to rotate down this way, and my hands are going to kind of finish the job. So when he pressures back in, I'm getting my knees down and out here, and as he falls, now I'm rotating him through. Alright, and this is done quickly. Right, I'm going to do it slow just to get the idea. But when I execute this, I'm getting to my knees as quick as I can and rotating through as quick as I can. I build this pressure, tricep back, squeeze it in really tight. I'm dropping to my knees quick, and I'm rotating through. Where I see a lot of people mess up is when they drop down to their knees, they either drop straight down and they try to use all their arms, or they'll drop straight down, their chest is high. I'm not going to use just my arms to pull Derek through. I need to use my chest, my head, my core to pull everything through. So I'm in here, I'm squeezing tight. When I'm ready to go, drop my knees down hard, rotate through. Alright, and I've hit this on Derek a bunch of practice, so I know it works. Alright, one more time, full speed. Taking ground, push it back in. Get to my finishing position. Alright, any questions on that? Shoulder stays in the middle of his chest. Squeezing really tight. Dropping my knees down, hard. As I drop, my chest goes down to the neck. Let's get it, 1, 2. So, one thing to think about with this move, alright, what I'm seeing a lot is when you guys are going down to your knees, I think for the most part, you guys are getting the the grip right, the hand right. When you're dropping down, you're kind of staying in front of them, and you're like here, and then trying to rotate. How I like to think of this kind of an analogy, right? If Derek's a building and I want it to fall, and I'm supporting him by a beam, I'm the beam, right? I'm in front of him. If I take this beam out, he's gonna fall. All right, so when I drop out, I'm getting out in front of him, and then as he falls, I'm using my hands and rotating. All right? So right now, I'm in front of him. He's not gonna fall when I stay in front of him. When I get my knees out, and I get him over here, he starts to fall. And then I can rotate it through. All right? I'm not gonna be able to take him through if I stay in front of him, then I'm trying to just use all my arms. So when I drop, I'm getting out in front of his body, chest is rotating down, and then this is where this is coming important, because this has to be tight. His shoulder, his chest follows wherever I go. And if I come here, he follows me here. When I go out, he follows me, and I rotate through to get the fall. All right, let's go finish that. 1, 2.
All right, so now that I've kind of played through the instructional part of it, I want to show a couple examples. Some of these are going to be folk style, some of these are going to be freestyle. The big thing to pay attention is notice how almost every one I hit is getting the guy to the edge, right? I get the guy to the edge, I threaten him going out of bounds, he pushes in, that's when I release and go. All right, so this is a folk style one. Freestyle. You get 4 points here, which is big. The other part that's big about this, let me replay this. You know, as you get into freestyle, one thing that'll happen a lot with this move is I'm not always going to go feet to back, okay? And a lot of times they'll slip this arm, they'll throw that over top to not go to their back. But what that allows me to do, if I keep this other hand tight, like I do on the tricep, I can go into my trapped arm guts. All right, so this is huge for freestyle. And, you know, folk style, if I do it, I can keep that, I can slide down the wrist, go to a cross wrist roll. So I'm going to be looking for transition turns here. You know, so here I get this, I keep a hold of this, able to go into my trapped arm because I don't take them feet to back. This was at the U23 Worlds a couple years back. You know, next example is going to be the same thing. I don't go feet to back. I'm fighting this wrist, quick transition, throw it right to it, find my trapped arm gut. Had to struggle for it a little bit, but I kept that arm tight, so it worked out. Okay, this is a folk style one. Go back. All right, build the pressure. What you're going to notice is this guy even tries to fight in a little bit. Tries to fight in on this side, and I keep my hand where I want it. Notice the grip here, right? Really tight. I have my shoulder in his. His is going to follow mine the whole time. Build the pressure. Get out of it hard. Slam. Rotate. Didn't get to go to his back there, but you can see. All right, this next example is freestyle. This is a little different than I guess my whip over, but I wanted to include it because it's kind of the same principle, right? Build pressure when they come back, whip it hard. And I think I do end up going to a trapped arm here. Yeah, so punch. I'm going to punch underhook hard, kind of defends it. I transition right to it. Okay, so I think this is a good example of, you know, maybe not what I showed exactly technique for technique in the instructional video, but you'll see I kind of end up in the same position. Okay, so I'm here, right? I have a tight grip over here, underhook. He's trying to fight in. I pressure out, and I get that. All right, so you know this is a really beneficial move. I think if you feel comfortable in the over under, I like it a lot more than a traditional lateral drop because it is a lot less risky if you hit it right. Right, if I hit it and I keep my back straight up and my chest is high and I don't get down to my knees, then yeah, they could drive through me and take me to my back. But for the most part, you know, if I go to hit this and I don't get it, I'm right back on my feet and I'm taking ground, trying to find that wrist like I showed in the other video. So I hope you enjoyed this. Play back through the examples if you want. But yeah, thanks for watching, and more to come.